tears are crabs in my
Hey y'all. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and you are tuned in to Kingdom Things Podcast with me, Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am a channel for the divine. I'm actually the biblically prophesied Messiah. Full circle moment alert, alert. So are you. Why Ashley? What I have in me, you have in you. What you have in you, I have in me. We are literally dimensions, frequencies, unique dimensions of the oneness of all things. This oneness of all things in all actuality has 0 degrees of separation. What does that mean? My unique frequency and your unique frequency has 0 degrees of separation. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah, and so are you. We are in a time of our human evolution where we are remembering, having bouts of satori or spontaneous remembrance of our existential spiritual nature. How we are all infinite energies, having this human experience. The way we experience our infinite nature, the way we experience our humanism, the way we experience the different dimensions of ourselves that we inquire about, that we are inquisitive about, that we learn and grow into, that we create with, are dimensions and frequencies that are creations and experiences and perceptions that are unique to our unique frequencies. Nonetheless, as we have 0 degrees of separation, we're all working together to be more of our infinite nature in a way that uplifts all things. Within Kingdom Things Podcast, I channel energies and messages from my Akashic record of the oneness of all things and share them within Kingdom Things Podcast to assist with our journey of journeying through our infinite nature or existence or reality, or this mass spiritual awakening of the human consciousness, this mass activation, expansion of the genome of our humanism that we're now all experiencing in one way or another, in some way or another. Today we will be channeling, we're doing a Kingdom Things Podcast meetup. Within the meetups, I transcendentally channel dimensions, energies, beings, spaces, and places of the oneness of all things. The Kingdom Things Podcast, we'll be channeling source energy today. So the accumulation of all of our bubble of creation. There are many God energies or source energies or creator energies. The bubble of creation in which our humanism stems from, which this bubble of creation isn't separate from any other bubble of creation. But there are frequency differences in the evolution of our bubble of creation that's unique to our bubble of creation. We're going to be channeling source energy today, which I'm excited about. Again, this is a Kingdom Things Podcast meetup. Feel free to close your eyes to let any energies or messages that want to help you with your spiritual activation, your evolution, for the upliftment of all things, for your highest, to journey into further alignment with your greatest, most abundant potentials. Close your eyes to be able to perceive whatever revelations or messages your soul, your unique frequency had you experience this video to be able to perceive in greater ways, more expansive ways. The Kingdom Things Podcast also has, within Kingdom Things Podcast, you'll also find the audio style Kingdom Things Podcast episodes where I amalgamate audio. All of the audio styles are also channeled from my Akashic record of the oneness of all things. I also have the Kingdom Things Podcast lecture style where I'm channeling nonetheless, but I'm speaking without a formal transcendental channel where I close my eyes. This is a formal transcendental channel, Kingdom Things Podcast episode, Kingdom Things Podcast meetup. I'm going to go ahead and sit back and allow the energies of the oneness of all things or source to flow through myself to channel beautiful energies and messages that are wanting to come through today. Here we go. Thank you, Ashley, for allowing us once again, the oneness of all things as we are. Dimensions and aspects that never sway or wane outside of the understanding that these dimensions and aspects all work together as an accumulative effort to evolve our dimensionality, our source codes, our creation. That is the I am, that is the self, that is the all, that is you. As you are the I am, you are the self, you are all. Ashley has been doing extensive internal pondering having answered inquiries, queries that she had within herself, about herself, with herself, and herself, yourself, the all have 0 degrees of separation. Therefore, Ashley's pondering and queries that she has within herself have everything to do with every dimension of creation, have everything to do with every human being. Do not belittle or diminish your individual stories and feel as though if your individual stories are an egotistical bolstering of a sense of self that isn't important. This is not the case. Your stories, sharing your stories, are detrimental to understanding how your stories or every human being is connected in the web of reality, the web of frequential patterning, the web of existence, the web of all things, the web of the I am. As Ashley's story is a mirror to every other human story, every other being's story of creation. As you are all one, we are all one. We are the one. Thank you, Ashley. I had this mentality that I needed to move out of the way to allow myself to be a clear channel. I do practice emptying myself or understanding that I know nothing in order to allow for new understandings, new alignment, new evolution to be presented to me. And these new understandings, these new alignments, these new experiences, the new evolution has always been. But, I do practice moving out of the way so that I can experience, I can perceive dimensions of myself that I've always been. I just wasn't perceptible because I wasn't in that vibrational frequential patterning to be able to perceive the different dimensions of myself. So I do practice becoming empty, moving out of the way, or understanding that I know nothing, to be presented with new understandings, new wisdoms, new perceptions of myself. I had this perception that I needed to move out of the way and I needed to stay out of the way in order to be who I was being called to be, in order to be who humanity is being called to be, infinite potentials in the physical, awakening to our infinite potentials within the dream, within our humanism, within our physical incarnation. And as I did this, I created a stagnancy. I have over 500, to date, I have over 500 channel works that I co-created with the universal forces that are all valid, that are all beautiful, that are all needed. That's why they came into existence. I now have the understanding, and I was told, every given season, every given reason that I exist because my existence is needed to help evolve and perpetuate evolution and growth within creation, within the oneness of all things. So there's no part of me that I should diminish. There's no part of me that I should belittle. There's no part of me that I should feel like I need to leave behind in order to be more, or in order to grow, or in order to evolve, or in order to be who I want to be, who I need to be, who I intend to be in every given moment. I had this ideology that I needed to diminish myself, my personal self, my personal experience, in order to receive the visions that I had seated in my heart. Since I was a kid, I had these visions and these understandings. I was receiving, I was remembering, I was receiving revelation from spirit of who I was supposed to be. The biggest revelation was who my husband would be. When I was 9 years old, I received that revelation. And I, starting my spiritual awakening journey about three to 4 years ago now, God was like, if you want to be with this man that I seated in your heart, if you want to be with him, you have to become everything I created you to be. And in this process, I was catalyzed onto my rapid spiritual awakening journey. And I was practicing moving out of the way because I was super dense. And I didn't remember. It's not that I didn't remember. I wasn't gifted my spiritual identity yet because I wasn't ready for it. It was a part of the makings of me. Everywhere that I showed up, every season of my life, it was a part of the makings of me. Every given reason, every given season that I am, was it a part of the makings of me? Just like every given season, every given reason that you are is a part of the makings of you. It's no longer being resentful or angry or mad or belittling of different dimensions of ourselves, because we're always that dimension of ourselves. That dimension of ourself always exists. It's not diminishing it or belittling it. It's becoming more inquisitive about it to garner the wisdom, the sustenance that dimension of ourselves was always intended to provide. That's why we experienced it. Every way that we show up, everything that we experience is to grow all things. So who am I, who are you, who are we to diminish any way that we show up? When every way that we show up is to grow and evolve all things, infinite creation, beyond our synapses understanding of creation, of reality. Every way that we show up is to grow and evolve all things. So I was suppressing and belittling and turning a blind eye and becoming disassociating with different dimensions of myself because I felt like those dimensions of myself weren't worthy of the dreams that God seated in my heart. And I've come into new revelation from a part of my evolution. I've come into new revelation that everything that I've experienced in my past that I perceive to be shameful or to harbor guilt about, those dimensions of myself are packed with sustenance, with wisdom, with me. Codes that I need to be me, to be the I am. As everything in existence goes towards the operation of the I am. Every way that we've shown up goes towards the operation of ourselves. So I'm to be coming into physical union with my twin flame, and I was like, why isn't it happening? I know I'm activated in my Godhead. Why isn't it happening? Because I try to leave my human behind. I try to leave every way that I've shown up. I try to detach from it, feeling as if every way that I've shown up wasn't worthy of this divine union, being infinite in the physical. When those are the codes of the order of operation that we need for our operation, our operative system to be who we intended to be when we came into creation. I've channeled this many times in different ways with different energies throughout the podcast, that every way that we've shown up, God's like, don't throw away, disparage every way that you've shown up, because you need that to be who you are. I'm hoping this transmission is as much of a replenishing, soul activating, soul aligning, uplifting transmission as this journey of being able to produce this transmission, evolving to being in alignment with creating this transmission, has grown and evolved me in the ways that I appreciate myself. I appreciate myself in every way that I've shown up. Even when I thought I wasn't the prettiest, even when I thought felt like I wasn't the smartest, even when I felt like I wasn't lovable, those parts of myself are me. And those parts of myself were never impoverished or in disparity. Those parts of myself were playing their role for me to evolve and grow. Period. I want to thank y'all so much for finding this Kingdom Things podcast transmission, because I know as you grow and evolve, as you are obviously growing and evolving, because you've obviously set some intentions on a soul level, consciously or unconsciously, to grow and evolve, to remember who you are in your infinite nature. As you grow and evolve, I grow and evolve. As I grow and evolve, you grow and evolve, because we are one. And we vibrate the human consciousness out of the perception that we're separate, that we've ever been alone. Like, we've all been experiencing the same things in different ways, but we felt alone, when the truth is we are one. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love, because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because you are loving your truth. Choose to give that love to yourself first. Self-love is the best love because it helps you evolve and grow and perceive how we've always only been whole. You've always been whole. You've always only been whole. We've always been one of the one, being the one as the one, meaning all things. We've always only been all things. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you're watching on Spotify, follow Kingdom Things Podcast on Spotify to help proliferate the Kingdom Things Podcast journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth, as I have channeled the 2033 prophecy from the oneness of all things, or you or I, or God, or the soul, our Akashic record, which states by the year 2033, we will be in the consciousness expansion, genome activation as the human culture of planet Earth, to understand that we create our realities. There's no time in our space of evolution in which we weren't creating our reality. Everything that's shown up in our reality was only a mirror reflection of our human nature, of our human energy. By the year 2033, we will be in a consciousness evolution, consciousness expansion, genome activation, to understand that we are a human culture of planet Earth with no disease, no death, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, as poverty, disease, death, war, famine, we're all manifestations of the makings of us. And everything that's been projected, casted into our reality to create our realm of reality, which we call planet Earth, was needed and essential for the evolution and the makings of us. I've also channeled how we will be we're on projection to be a type 2, type 3 civilization, with referencing the Kardashian scale. The Kardashian scale is a paradigm which measures the evolution of a civilization by the civilization's ability to harness its own energy. I channel that we are on projection to be a type 2, type 3 civilization within the 1,000 years. I'm going to link that below. We are here. We exist. We are the I am. We exist as human beings of planet Earth, which our human dharmic purpose, I channeled that as well. I'm going to link that below as well. The human's dharmic purpose, as told by the oneness of all things, the most high energy creator, source. We came into creation to help balance and make wellness in every dimension of the all, or the oneness of all things. What do you mean, Ashley? We came into creation as the stark polarity of dark and light, or yin and yang, or the ability to be able to perceive the scale of oneness in its totality and an infinite nature, because dark and light are opposite ends of the spectrum of the whole. We were created to be the embodiment of the stark polarities of dark and light, not to fight, not to war, but to harmony, create harmony and unconditional love, understanding how every dimension of our wholeness is needed to grow and evolve us so we can perceive more of ourselves. God wants to see, what do we create in our infinite nature as human beings of planet Earth? Our dharmic purpose is to be happy, to be well, and create things from a happy, well, balanced, joyful space. What does that look like? What do we manifest? That's what the oneness of all things wants to perceive. Human's dharmic purpose is linked below as part of the We Are Not the Game series that I did within Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, which is available on YouTube. It's a channel which I use oracle cards to channel healing energies and messages to help uplift and heal our human paradigm, our humanism, our human culture. I did a Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment meets Kingdom Things podcast series titled We Are Not the Game, where I channeled the human dharmic purpose. That I'll link that below, as well as the Kardashian scale prophecy with 1,000 years, evolution of our humanism, 1,000 years. I'm super glad you found my frequency within Kingdom Things podcast. Again, I have Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment as well, the channel available on YouTube, where I channel healing energies and messages to help uplift our human paradigm, our humanism, in alignment with the oneness of all things, or our divine presence, or our infinite nature. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment is available to stream on YouTube for free. It's linked below. I'm also a home chef. I really enjoy cooking. It's one of my passions. I intuitively cook. Whatever my ancestors, my soul, my oneness, the oneness of all things tells me to put in the pot, the pan, the baking dish, that is what I put into the pot, the pan, the baking dish. Magic Meals with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream on YouTube. That is also linked below. I'm also an artist, a singer, songwriter. It's one of my greatest passions and joys. One of my greatest passions as far as expressing my energy, my frequency through creating music. So many genres, so many divine wisdoms and energy, healing energies. I hope there's a song or a message or an energy that helps uplift your spirit, your soul, help you become more of your oneness, more of your wholeness, perceive more of your wholeness. Ashley-Nicole music is available to stream on YouTube. That is linked below. I'm also an author. I authored the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel, which was a part of my rapid spiritual awakening journey. My soul was like, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. The ancestors, my ancestors, our ancestors are like, Ashley, you don't remember who you are. Sit down, let us show you. We're going to write these books to you. I channeled the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel. It is a 3-part book series. The first 2 parts are Asia's story. Asia is a teenage girl growing up in a New York City foster care system. She's catalyzed onto her spiritual awakening journey when she meets her twin flame Chase in the hallway of her school Manhattan Prep. She goes through a lot of existential crises. She gets kidnapped by Chase's her twin flames, dad's goons. She ends up, baby, like kidnapped. Chase's dad kidnaps them and does some stuff to them, trying to steal their energy. That's a part of the book, baby. Now, let me not tell y'all all the things. She ends up homeless, but then she finds a home with some other people, like starseeds and things like that, to help her align more, be more comfortable in her authentic frequency. A lot of other cool things happen. I say cool things because it helps her align to more of her, perceive more of her infinite nature, to project, co-create a reality that mirrors her infinite potentials, her wonderful, magic, joyful nature. The third part of the Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is My Other Half. My Other Half is a book of its own, but it's really cool, a creation of its own, but it's really cool because it was introduced in Asia's story. My Other Half is a book about one soul, the twin flame divine counterpart journey home, to home frequency, or remembering that we're all one, all is one, all is within. We're a part of an infinite dimension called the oneness of all things. One soul incarnates in 2 bodies over many lifetimes as humans of planet Earth. They know they're supposed to co-create a love and a life together, but each lifetime says that love can't work. They will co-create a love and a life together. Which life, under which circumstances? The book is prophetic. The Unconditional Love Literature Parcel is now available in the Amazon bookstore in digital copies as well as physical copies. If you're getting Asia's story in the physical copy, it does come in one book, one binding. It's the same price if you were to do the story with 2 digital. It's the same price if you were to purchase Asia's story digital, 2 different separate books. It's the same price to purchase the one binding, physical copy binding for Asia's story, both parts of the story, 1 and 2. And then My Other Half, you can get digital as well as a physical copy. Those links are below. These are my spiritual offerings. It's the way that I channel my energy into this reality, into this realm, to share my energy with the world, to help to assist with creating wellness within this domain. I pray that the things that bring you joy, you're able to channel your presence into those mediums, to share it with the world in the way that brings you, the universe is able to reciprocate the abundance that you are. Don't forget to follow Kingdom Things Podcast on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, to join the Kingdom Things Podcast journey to a healed and balanced human culture of planet Earth. I'm going to see y'all later. Bye.
In a given